Gabby, the happy holiday girl. Who says you have to wait until certain times of the year to get to celebrate? When every day's a holiday, we can combat stress and have more opportunities to have fun with our friends and family. Come, celebrate with me, and together we can live a holiday life. Hey, what's going on, holiday lifers? Welcome back to a Holiday Life podcast. I'm your happy holiday girl, Gabby, and today is National Disability Day, a day completely dedicated to the amazing accomplishments that the human spirit can achieve, regardless of the perceived abilities or disabilities a person may have. The people we're highlighting on the podcast today will definitely leave you inspired and ready to conquer whatever challenge you're facing today. So stay tuned. There are many phenomenal people all around the world who do amazing things every day. And as we highlight a few of our society's people today, I want to make sure that everyone knows whether someone is a public figure or not, all people deserve to be celebrated when we courageously strive for our goals, whether we accomplish them or not. Because it's not in the accomplishment of our goals that the greatness comes, but in the willingness to try. Not everyone is brave enough to try. And know that just by existing, you were born a winner, whether you may be perceived by others as disabled or not. And just for a fact, to back up my previous statement with a little bit of family-friendly word altering, CBSNews.com says it takes only one human seed to fertilize a woman's egg, but there's stiff competition for that honor. In fact, the average male expression contains 200 million seeds. So when considering the odds of who you are and what you had to achieve just to get here, you definitely are a winner. So to start off our list of people in honor of National Disability Day, we have a child. Her name is Annie Clark, and though she's older now, as a first grader, she beat out every other first grader entered into the National Zaner Blaser Language Arts and Reading Company Handwriting Competition, which would sound like a fairly normal feat until you take into account that she was born with no hands. Annie beat out all the first graders in her school, Wilson Christian Academy, and West Mifflin, Massachusetts, in the first round of the handwriting competition. And it was then that her teacher forwarded her entry into the larger national competition, along with a note explaining her disability. Contest judges then forwarded her submission to another category of national contest submissions, highlighting students who were overcoming physical disabilities, and it was then that she won. But winning a handwriting competition is only the tip of what Annie has accomplished. Postgazette.com says Annie has always been very, very determined, very self-sufficient in dressing herself and feeding herself. She can ride a bike, she swims, she is just determined that there's nothing she can't do. I'm so glad to say that there's absolutely no sign of quit in Annie. In the postgazette.com article, Annie's mom goes on to say about her experience with raising disabled children, "I feel like God used that to teach us the value of every human being." And for number 2 in our list of inspirational people, we have Nick Vujicic. He's an Australian motivational speaker, preacher, and world changer who was born with no arms or legs. News.amamama.com says Vujicic was born with tetra amelia syndrome, a rare disorder that gave him no limbs, hindering mobility and making an ordinary life seem impossible. And to think, despite what most would see as a disability, he's going around motivating and encouraging others. And through the grace of God, Nick has found a way. He has conquered disability and depression and has even found love, something he never thought a man in his position would be able to do. He is married to a beautiful wife named Kene, has 4 children, and leads a successful life motivating others to overcome their challenges and be kind to each other. Now, I won't go into the early details of Nick's childhood because it was quite sad, and I want to inspire you with joy and empowerment for today. But if you go to my show notes online, I'll post links to extra articles you can skim through to learn more about what Nick overcame. Ultimately, it was a shift in perspective and a positive encounter with the high school janitor that gave Nick his heroic story. When he was 17 years old, his high school janitor told him that he was going to be a speaker one day, and encouraged him to share his life story with more people, something he never considered doing before. But that conversation changed his life forever. AwakenTheGreatnessWithin.com says, Nick gave his first speech in front of an audience of 6 students. After realizing that he wasn't alone in his struggles, Nick wanted to help others find hope and meaning in life. Since then, Nick has traveled to over 60 countries and presented over 3,000 speeches to motivate and inspire us toward compassion and love towards those who may seem different from ourselves. And for our grand finale on today's list, we have the man who has absolutely no quit in his entire body. I'm talking about the mind-blowing athlete, Kyle Maynard. Like Nick, Kyle also was born with no arms or legs, but is a complete powerhouse of motivation. He's actually the first quadruple amputee to climb Mount Kilimanjaro without the assistance of prosthetics on his own. BleacherReport.com gives a great article about his athleticism and the amazing achievements he's accomplished. He owns a CrossFit gym, was a football player, wrestler, author, and so much more. Check him out. Kyle said in his interview with BleacherReport.com, when asked how he's able to overcome such a severe disability that requires him to run on all fours like an animal, Kyle responded, "I believe God made me the way I am in order to show people that there is no amount of adversity that a single person cannot overcome if they trust in themselves and trust in the will of Jesus Christ." His life and the lives of the others we've talked about today are more than worth celebrating. And knowing that every life has purpose, we can look at any perceived challenges we face with a new attitude and with determination to succeed. Because when considering today's heroes, we surely know that nothing really is impossible. And now it's time for our activity of the day. In honor of National Disability Day, take the time to take on a challenge. If you have a goal that you've been putting off for a while now out of fear, make the decision to eliminate the negative voices and know that nothing can really keep you from achieving what you were meant to do. Persist without exception always. And if you're still wanting a bit more motivation, take the time to watch Bethany Hamilton's documentary, Unstoppable. It details the life of professional surfer Bethany after the loss of her arm due to an unexpected shark attack, motivating all people to dare to overcome would-be devastating life challenges. It's a documentary sure to erase all excuses for not daring to live our best lives. And so, what do you think? Are you courageous enough to overcome limitations? My aholidaylife.com website is still under construction, but if you head on over to my Facebook page at A Holiday Life, you'll be able to hear more of my podcast episodes. There you can also leave me a message of how you celebrated today. If you like my podcast, please be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcast, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcast from. You can also follow me on social media by using @AHolidayLife on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest, and @AHolidayLifePodcast on Instagram. Keep celebrating the holidays, stay safe, and live a holiday life. I'll talk to you tomorrow.